This week we made custom rock sliders, big bonfires, and finally put the four-wheel drive to the test.
I'm going to try to make this bar in one piece to go from under here at the front of the chassis, come out, I'll notch the plastic there kind of like that, come around and back in to somewhere in there. I'm gonna go ahead and bend it, and I have these blocks, I have both of them clamped on there so I can do two bends and make sure they're at the same plane. This piece here fitting rather nicely and looking terrible. Actually, I don't like the way it looks at all. Out here, the curves look okay, but then just I don't like these pieces just sticking way into the wheel well. It's a little bit more of a problem for tire clearance. I just don't like it. So, yeet. I did a little bit more cardboard CAD there. And my conclusion is that I need more straight lines. This is the fun part. Just got a piece of plastic here. Got to figure out what the angle needs to be. Zero that. Well, I mean, only off by 3 degrees. Tack shrinkage cooling for the win. I think this is going to be nice. Once there's a little piece of plate on top of here so your foot doesn't fall through.
We are gonna try to clean up the body of the Dream Camper a little bit. We've got some flexible Bondo.
I'm using my kitchen coffee scale.
Because this thing says makes 2%.
It is.
What is 2%? Like,
well, 2% is math.
Yeah, that's terrible. Usually it's just like put a little line.
I think that is a good sign. It means it's probably a higher quality product. And you know how I know? Because it says for professional use only.
Oh, you're trying to get it like...
We're trying to make it look good. Okay. We're not just filling in the gaps.
I thought we were just filling in the little cracks.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We're making a work of art over here. This video is sponsored by Anchor. We've been using their Powerhouse 757, and it has a lot of really cool technology in it. The LFP batteries in this thing last 6 times longer than the industry standard and are good after up to 3,000 charge cycles. This thing has a 5-year warranty, and it'll charge from 0% to 80% in just 1 hour, which is crazy fast for the amount of capacity this thing has. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are really cool. They're actually in the battery that starts my dirt bike, and it weighs nothing and has tons of output. They're also not as flammable as regular lithium ion batteries. They can still get hot, but they don't combust the same way, so they're also safer, and they have a higher charge and discharge rate, which is why this thing can put out so much power and charge so quickly. So Anker has smaller models with the same awesome technology in the Powerhouse line. So click the link in the description to check it out, or search Anker Powerhouse. Time for some more coffee and then back to building.
Dude, it went really well. This stuff is actually pretty fun to work with. And it looks like it covers pretty good. It looks really bad, but it's gonna look really good when it's sanded and painted, so yeah.
Usually when you set up sawhorses, Will, you work on top of them, not under them.
I know, I'm using this as like a little workshop.
Sad day when we have to swindle the last street sign off of the wall.
Oh no, not the no motors vehicle sign.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'll have to use it so it just says no.
Yes.
Just put it right on the side here. No. It's okay, this is a good excuse to get a better no motor vehicle sign. Dimple dies.
Nice.
Man, aluminum dimples so nicely. It's so squishy compared to steel. Minty fresh. Yeah, I think that'll do the job of shielding the heat. Operation Heat Shields is a success. I really like how this one came out. I think that looks mighty fine. Another thing on the list is to get the differential lock working, which is just this lever and this cable running to a lever on the front diff. I want to do something different, probably a foot operated one, because there's nothing for your foot to do on this side, and there's lots and lots of space. So I'm gonna fiddle around and see if I can find a way to make that work. Lockable diff lock lever thing. Kind of a unique situation where your diff lock needs a lock, but it works. Man, I think that looks rather nice. Bodywork came out pretty fresh considering it's a plastic Power Wheels body. This flexible body filler seems to be indeed what it says, flexible. It's not perfect, but you know, get some paint on there and it'll look way better than it ever did before. So just gotta bolt the seat on, a few other little things, and then we'll take it out for a rip. I can't yeet too hard because the chassis is not welded, but we'll swindle about nonetheless.
Because he's just like, to drive with the steering like it is, though. When Ethan says something spooky to drive, it means it's absolutely terrifying. And that's in high range too.
And it climbed that hill like nothing.
Yeah.
What it seemed
I'm really excited to get some good tires on it though. Like, I love the way these tires looks, but they're for show entirely. They are trash for traction. They're really, the worst thing they are is for steering, because they're so wide and flat and they stick out too far. They're terrible. It's the worst torque steer you can imagine because the scrub radius is like this much. The scrub radius is supposed to be close to 0 for a front wheel drive car.
Like,
sometimes even, some front wheel drive cars use negative scrub radius to help with torque steer. This has like 5 inches of scrub radius.
Oh my
It's horrendous. The long trouble will fix that because we'll get the right offset wheels. Well, that was a surprisingly successful test run in multiple ways. Foremost, we didn't break anything, and we tested everything. We tested the rock sliders, we tested that the body holds together under some level of abuse, and we tested the winch, and I also tested the diff lock a few times, and it works minty. You can't steer when it's locked because, you know, that's the nature of a front diff being locked, but it totally works. Now we just gotta do long travel, and skid plates, and probably a few other little things I'm forgetting about, but then we can tear it down, weld it, and paint it, and put it together, and it'll be a finished little Barbie camper. when Casey was up a couple weeks ago, we were tuning this thing. We got it running pretty well, and then I put a better air filter on it because the other one had holes and it didn't run right again. This is how I got it to run perfect today. It was spluttering and stuttering, and so I wrapped a single layer of masking tape around the filter, put this little sleeve back on there, sprayed some extra filter oil, runs mint. It's just an incredibly sensitive little carburetor setup.
Super sensitive.
Stephen brings up a bag of these every single week, without fail. Sometimes twice a week,
Sometimes 3 times.
sometimes 3 times.